Yet I ask you, is not an alien force already among us?
We may be in more danger than we know.
Have you ever seen any of the movies like Predator, where an alien creature hunts humans and other aliens for sport? With advanced technology from out of this world, guns to stealth tech that turns him invisible at will, and the only thing that can stop it is Arnold Schwarzenegger?
I don't know what it was. I've never seen anything like it.
Well, something similar is recently spotted in Bolivia, and there's tangible footage to prove it. Of course, there's always a question about the authenticity of the footage. Was this really an alien, or could it have been a human? And if it was human, do we have the technology to turn invisible?
That these things are real, they seem to defy the laws of physics.
This could also be part of the recent streak of UFO and alien news designed to distract people from corrupt government stuff.
Follow the evidence. Follow the people who have access to the evidence. Now, this is right out of a Hollywood script.
That maybe they're hiding a bunch of other stuff, like their own military incompetence.
Join us as we unveil what exactly happened at that river and what it means for the future. In a remote corner of Bolivia, along the banks of the Pilcomayo River, a chilling incident unfolded. It was a day like any other, but the calmness was about to be disrupted by something extraordinary. As the locals went about their daily routines, a transparent figure caught the attention of a few people. They rushed to grab their phones, and one person managed to snap a picture. However, the figure appeared unbothered by the attention and calmly stared into the camera. A ufologist, Javier Carlos Cordero, was the first of the experts to examine the photograph and offer his thoughts. However, he emphasized the need to determine the photograph's authenticity before jumping to conclusions. In an age where technology and digital manipulation can create convincing illusions, the authenticity of such an extraordinary photograph must be thoroughly analyzed. Cordero suggests employing artificial intelligence to scan the image for any inconsistencies or signs of tampering. The incident occurred not far from where the first international ufology meeting took place, underscoring the region's history of peculiar extraterrestrial activity. Tarija had been no stranger to such events. In 1978, the region experienced a period where hundreds of citizens reported witnessing a spaceship crash into the mountains. The U.S. military even took notice of the incident, and it left a lasting mark on Tarija, with a mysterious cylindrical object found embedded in the mountainside.
Witnessed some strange phenomena in the air and on the ground.
More craft, just like at Roswell, that crashed.
The 1978 spaceship crash incident remains one of the most credible accounts of extraterrestrial phenomena in recorded history. The Bolivian military's initial fear of an apocalypse and the boom that echoed for miles terrified everyone at the time. But the legacy of extraterrestrial intrigue in Tarija doesn't stop there. Other ufologists like Sebastian Birondo have continued to advocate the presence of aliens on Earth. His message is simple: we are never alone. The photograph of the transparent figure made its way through social media and news outlets. Though the identity of the person who managed to take the photograph remains unknown, the authenticity and origins have become a subject of intense debate. In the photograph, there's a man standing on the riverbank, unaware of the figure in the background. Around the world, people are increasingly open to the idea that we are not alone in the universe.
Of recorded time, men have been seeing unexplainable things in the sky.
Are we alone in the universe?
Recent developments, such as whistleblower David Grush's claim of the recovery of non-human biologics during the U.S. congressional hearing on aliens, have reignited the spark.
Non-human, exotic origin, vehicles that have either landed or crashed.
We have spacecraft from another species.
We do, yeah.
There was a similar hearing in Mexico regarding UFOs, and in both instances, many credible people and experts came out with shocking information. It could be also linked to a recent flurry of mysterious sightings in nuclear activity zones like in Japan and across the war-torn Middle East. This wasn't the first time someone saw a transparent extraterrestrial object. Over Salt Lake City in Utah, an unidentified object described as a semi-transparent triangle was spotted hovering in the sky.
It's a story that's truly out of this world.
Tom saw something in the sky last night that some thought could be an extraterrestrial occurrence.
The witness, who managed to capture a brief video, was certain what they saw was extraterrestrial. The object appeared to be around 60 to 75 feet in length and triangular in shape. It was placed just above the buildings in downtown Salt Lake City at an altitude of 1,250 to 1,500 feet. It then proceeded to slowly move north, and there were a total of 4 videos of approximately 1.5 minutes each. The object kept floating north and then disappeared once again.
The video, and I tried stabilizing the lights on the screen so they all stay in exactly the same position. And you can see that it's not like a single solid object. They seem to be moving somewhat independently. Another thing that you notice is that the distance between the lights and the tree line gradually decreases.
What also points towards it being extraterrestrial is that this UFO held a position not moving. The military would never fly a top-secret aircraft during the day and potentially reveal it. This invisible tech was only seen in movies like The Predator, and maybe the ship and the being from the Bolivian river also used the same technology. But the closest thing we've come to invisible technology is a military prototype of a camouflage uniform that bends light around and sends it back, making it seem invisible.
It's like something out of Harry Potter, an invisibility cloak that makes people and objects disappear from view.
But this falls short in practice, as the suits don't totally disappear, and it's uncertain how they would react to fast movement and harsh environment. This is nowhere near the tech the alien seems to have. In the small town of Huarina, also in Bolivia, footage of a deceased alien being came to light. According to locals, the creature was initially found dead, but later mysteriously disappeared after a UFO came down to pick it up. The story began to circulate in early March, and citizens reported seeing an unusual green light in the sky. Soon after the light, people started spotting alien figures roaming the streets of Huarina. These beings were described by witnesses as goblins, but the closest we got to analyzing them is this body discovered in a gutter. As the news spread, the officials in Huarina urged residents to refrain from discussing their experiences and tried to hush people down. Despite that, many managed to capture photographs and began sharing stories about the strange creature. One of the most perplexing aspects of this is the fate of the alien's body after its discovery. It simply vanished in a matter of seconds and nobody noticed. Coming back to the mysterious invisible figure that was spotted in Bolivia, it was roughly 4 feet tall, and its appearance was a mixture of gray and translucent, with long, thin, spindly limbs and a weird walk. What made this encounter even more bizarre was that the transparent figure seemed to defy the laws of physics. It did not cast a reflection in the Pilcomayo River, and witnesses couldn't believe what they were seeing. This transparent being is now known as the alien from Tarija. Javier Carlos Cordero described the entity as a transparent being with long limbs, typical of a gray being, drawing a connection to the common descriptions of extraterrestrial creatures. But have you noticed that some very weird stories have become the center of public attention through media amidst important political or controversial events? In this instance, the story went viral at the point in time when the impeachment inquiry hearing against U.S. President Joe Biden became public following the allegations of his financial gain in his son Hunter's foreign shady business deals.
Misuse of official resources.
Son did, in fact, get lots of money from abroad.
What do you think about this sighting? Is it real, a hoax, or a classic story of political sweeping under the rug? Comment down below, and don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell.